everybody. Welcome to League Unlock. My name's Eric, here with Mark. And if you're an NA fanboy, get out of here. Today's all about EU. We're ranking the top 11 players from the 2018 Spring Split because the 2018 Spring Split was the 11th split in LCS history. So we're going 11-1, and it's all EU, baby.
Oh yeah, this time it's all about Europe. Let's get it. Lots of different accents, and I'm into it.
Lots of different countries involved in this one. Let's jump right into number 11, 2 ones back to back in case you don't know what 11 is. We're starting off with an AD carry. We're talking about Kabe, the only remaining member from that old 2017 Splice lineup. And this guy was far and away the featured carry on this Splice squad this season.
Yeah, and it makes sense being the featured carry here for him, staying with Splice, and of course, staying in the spotlight with Splice as being the guy that puts out the damage and gets it done for them. He absolutely has to hold this spot at number 11 here. He was one of the better AD carries throughout the split. You're seeing these numbers here, picking up 4th in the KDA and CS per minute, getting into 4th as well. This guy was really putting up some good numbers in this split. Just simply, though, not enough to climb above where else we saw some other AD carries really performing well. Definitely, though, Kabe, nothing to shy away from.
Probably the best season we've ever seen out of Kabe, so kudos to him for having a good split.
I gotta say, hey, if he's falling in at number 11, where are the other AD carries? I want to see those guys.
Yeah, well, we got other AD carries coming right up at number 10, and we know there were a lot of rookies you could pick from this year that had some fantastic splits, all in that AD carry spot. We went with Sheriff in at number 10 from H2K, the game-saving quadra kill, and really, he was one of the main focal points in the turnaround season for H2K.
Absolutely, Sheriff really proving that he was a shining star for H2K here in a split where you didn't really know what to expect from them. What are you going to get from them? How far is them? Are they going to go? Where's that ceiling? And Sheriff showed us that it's going to be into the playoffs. This is a guy who stepped up, pumped out some damage, and did it all on some champions that did great things for him. Getting that Caitlyn, I really want to say that champion was huge for H2K. It provided them a draft priority and something that had teams either having to ban against it or face the wrath of Sheriff on that Caitlyn. Really great pick for him, and I'm excited to see some other ones come through in the next split.
Yeah, and you look at that kill participation, over 85 for an AD carry is pretty absurd. Clearly, the team is just focused on having him involved in these team fights, and they're not taking fights if Sheriff isn't there because they know he's the main carry on this squad, and they need him in the fight to win it.
Yeah, and that's absolutely, sometimes when you're playing a champion like Caitlyn, you're having to kite back and constantly focus away your damage, but he's a guy that finds the opportunities to jump right in with the rest of his team and pump out that damage on the other side and pick up those kills.
Absolutely. Coming in at number 9, guess what? It's another AD carry. You've been punked. We're just doing an AD carry tier list out in Europe. This guy's still a young gun, but he's been around a little bit. A lot of hype coming into this season. We're talking about Hans Sama of Misfits. Even though Misfits obviously had their struggles in the spring split, didn't make playoffs, Hans Sama was a consistent carry on that squad.
Absolutely, and the Misfits team, it was kind of a puzzle. We knew that they were going to be competitive, and we expected them to be one of the better teams in EU this split, and it just simply didn't work out that way for them. The season of regression, but who didn't regress? It was definitely Hans Sama. Still, that excellent performance that we had come accustomed to seeing from him, this guy really stepped up. That performance that he had last year at Worlds was kind of that coming out party of, hey, this guy really can be a true elite AD carry, and we're seeing it here again. Consistent numbers, 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd in those categories. Really impressive stuff from Hans Sama. I love him, and definitely got to say, hey, when you've been talking about someone like I was Sheriff and his Caitlyn last time, you do have to give credit to Hans Sama and that Xayah. He's arguably the most dangerous champion there on hand.
Yeah, and don't forget about the incredible 1v2 Kog'Maw mechanics where you press W and watch the opposing team die. That's always...
It's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. Kog'Maw, very fun, balanced champion. But Hans Sama is a guy who people have been saying, especially coming into this split, you slot him right behind Reckless as the top AD carries in Europe. And again, even though Misfits look not so hot, Hans Sama is still a premier AD carry out in Europe.
Yeah, definitely, again, not the split that Misfits wanted, but it certainly was Hans Sama showing that once again, he is one of the premier AD carries in Europe.
Absolutely. Let's slide on to number 8. You know it's going to be somebody who is great, and it's the first Fnatic member, probably not the last, on this list. We're talking about Broxa in the jungle. For the second split in a row, he kind of flies under the radar, puts up some crazy numbers, but because you're on a team with Caps and Reckless, you fly under the radar.
Yeah, you said it exactly right there. Caps and Reckless, those are the two huge names that gather the attention on Fnatic. But guess what? You gotta pay attention to the jungler, because Broxa's gonna come in and kick your teeth in and take your kills away.
Broxa smash!
This guy has been fantastic for Fnatic and has given them exactly what they need in their lanes. He's come in at the exact right times to help out guys like Caps and Soaz. He's been there exactly when they need him to provide that assistance, and that type of, connection and synergy that you have with your solo laners is so important, and Broxa has found that and developed that within Fnatic, and I think that that is something that has helped him get a better performance than he had last year at Worlds and into this spring split.
Yeah, and he really just understands win conditions based on what the team comp is, what lane he needs to focus on, and you saw in that G2 in the finals, it was like, okay, they want to get Wunder ahead in camp, poor old Bwipo, because he's a rookie, and Broxa was pretty much there at the right time for most of those ganks, either as a counter gank or he was there ahead of Jankos. He was doing the right things to, kind of ease the pain that Bwipo was feeling with all the attention. And that changes game to game on where he should be going. He's kind of like a neutralizer for the opposing junglers, so don't sleep on Broxa.
Yeah, and hey, Bwipo after that performance was kind of puffing out his chest saying that, man,
I might Sion 3 games, man.
I might be the best top laner here. And hold on, Bwipo, give some credit over to Broxa, buddy. This guy did a really great job for you.
Yeah, Bwipo. Well, we'll see him later on in the list, of course. He is our number one player, but he got pretty cocky after a few games on the stage.
Hey, give some credit to your boy Broxa. Helped you out big time.
Teammates first.